What's up, guys? It's Seager back with another full rank seasons game today. We're going to play a whole 9 innings. This is the lineup we're rocking with. We're giving Posey another shot at catcher because the last video we posted where we debuted him only lasted 3 innings. And then otherwise, we're just kind of messing around with some guys that we don't have any parallels for on this account. Rendon, Foster's new, Duvall should be fun. And we'll be playing Seager at shortstop just to kind of see how bad his defense is there. I imagine it'll be pretty awful. And on the mound, we're going to be using the new Daily Moments Mike Scott, who is kind of a meme. I want to see how good or how bad he is. I imagine he'll be pretty bad too. We're at 732 rating, but I did want to do a combination of Mike Scott on the mound with Corey Seager at shortstop just to kind of see, how bad they are. So we'll see what happens. If you ask me, the best place to play the new Seager would be third base because his speed isn't a liability there as much. Speed's semi-important for second baseman and shortstops because on slow rollers, you're able to run at full speed with your guy, so having high speed can really increase your range on plays like that. Seager has not good speed, so we'll see what happens. I would personally play him at third if I had a choice, and we're going to be pitching with Mike Scott, who, if you guys didn't know, was unironically one of the best pitchers in the entire game in MLB The Show 18 because splitters were glitched. We are taking on a parallel for Bob Gibson. This guy looks like a Cardinals fan too. He's rocking the Yadier Molina. That's pretty cool. But yeah, splitters in 18 didn't interact with the PCI correctly. You could literally take a swing the equivalent of what would now be considered a perfect, and you could pop out to the second baseman. Against splitters, it was really, really dumb. So Mike Scott was a goon. Everybody had Koji Uehara in their bullpen, which was cool. So this guy's leading off Trey. He's hitting close to 300 with him, but his OPS is only 800. So that implies a lot. It can imply a lot of bunting, and he's got Edman in the 2-hole as well. So we will go ahead and put the bunt defense on early just to take that away from him. Checking my Twitter again to make sure we're not getting asked for a friendly quit. He's probably just pulling up the Twitch or something. All right, and it's on. So we will go bunt defense, second baseman in. This will be your best bet defending bunts on this game. Very rarely do they actually work against this defensive alignment. The only time it gets really annoying is if they already have somebody on first base. But this is really solid. So, Mike Scott, the primary splitter, obviously his best pitch, but you're not going to be able to overthrow it. I really think the pitch you're going to have to, I don't know. I guess I don't know why I'm giving Mike Scott tips because I don't know who's going to use this card, but when I was looking at the card, my first thought was you're going to have the most success throwing majority sliders because it's kind of right in the middle speed-wise. And he actually throws a pretty high velocity slider compared to the fastball that he has. His slider is, the fact that he throws his slider 87 is pretty fast considering his four-seam is only mid-90s at best. So that's probably what we'll try to do. I forgot to bunt defense against Edman. Let's see if he does it. And he's swinging away. So we will take that. But probably going to feature a lot of sliders, a lot of splitters with this card. And I think you pretty much are obligated to pitch backwards with a card like this, meaning you throw more off speed early. Just until they slow their bat speed down, and then you can kind of work in the fastball afterwards. Still don't feel terribly comfortable trying to gas one by this guy here, so we'll go splitter again. He did sit back on that one really well. A common sequence now would be for me to throw a fastball up and away, but I'm going to stay away from it just in case he's ready. We'll try to throw a slider on the hands first. And he did put that one in play, but luckily right at Witt. So 2 down now for Mike Scott. Pretty solid inning so far. And we will take on Nolan now. Do I think Mike Scott is good? I don't know. Probably not. I just think velocity is always king over everything else. I know his per 9s are good. I know he can be kind of cute with being a finesse pitcher and all. And Corey Seager runs it down. I thought for sure that was dropping. I just think against good players they're going to torch Mike Scott, but we'll see what happens. Anyway. By the way, I forgot to mention, I am praying that Duvall and Foster have bad games so that I don't have to put my 4th consecutive thumbnail with a red background. If you guys didn't know, I put the background color as like the team of the person that's featured in the thumbnail. And we've now done 3 consecutive red backgrounds. So I need Adam Duvall and George Foster to go 0 for 8 combined. Would be the most ideal gameplay situation for us. Alright, facing Bob Gibson is not that much different than facing DeGrom, to be honest. You just don't have to deal with outlier. But the repertoire is basically the same. Hard slider, hard fastball, straight change, curve, all that stuff. So, the most effective Bob Gibson pitchers I've faced have thrown the slider as a primary. This guy's doing a good job of it so far, so we'll see if he sticks with that. We're early on that, and we somehow ground it through the shift with Duvall. That would have been an amazing swing against an outlier, ironically. But I will take the single. Yeah, and I just think the best approach against Gibson is fast bat. And then react to off speed if you see it. Can't say I've had an at-bat with George Foster yet this year, so this will be interesting. I can't believe the season he had for this card. I had to look it up on Baseball Reference. Man. Good pitch. He's throwing everything low so far. Nothing's been high. Got to stay conscious of the slider. We're able to foul that one off. Still low, 3-2. I'll send the runner here. 84 speed's a good hit and run speed. And he does finally go up and in. So he saved that pitch. That was a really smart play from him, too, if he let that drop on purpose. Because now I have 52 speed on instead of 84. He finally went up and in, which is good pitching by him. Everything was low before that, so he caught me off guard in a 3-2 count. So good on him. You can see he's trying to work the sinkers low, too. Probably try to induce a ground ball of some sort if he can. But I imagine the way this guy's been pitching so far, the majority of pitches we'll see this game will be low, and then he'll try to go up in big spots. That was not a big spot, and he went up, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will take the perfect single. Yelich gets on base, and now Posey, who was 0 for 1 last video. Can't really swing at that, because if it's a slider, it's a ball. No reason to take a hack at that early in the count. We'll see if he gets greedy with another 4-seam here. He did go slider. Got to be conscious of the up and in fastball now. Anything up, I'm turning. And he threw it away. We're getting so lucky with these early swings, dear Lord. 2 singles on early up and away fastballs. I'll take it, though. But like I said, anything up there, we're letting it rip. So that was the approach. Luckily, we got bailed out there a little bit. Now Miggy with the bases loaded. We are sitting slider. It's the pitch he's had the most success with. Just waiting for it early in the count. I don't think he's going to just throw 4 seams the whole at bat. Ooh, curveball. Thought that was an up and in slider. That was a great pitch. Lay off that one. This is a big spot. Where is the slider? He threw it and I chased. Ah, good spot, man. Didn't stay true to my approach there. It happens. We get Seager up with the bases juice now, though. Striking out there is horrible, obviously. If we put the ball in play, it's probably a run unless we hit a double play. So bad by us for sure. And he goes up and away again. And we swing just early again for another single. And we score 2 runs. That up and away fastball isn't really a great pitch in general because of what I've been doing to this guy. Even if I swing early at it, if it's pieced up, I'm going to get rewarded a lot of the time. So that's why up and in is a lot better. And actually bell-tie fastballs are pretty good too. I don't throw up and away fastballs a lot unless I'm tunneling something. Ooh, late side of good there with Rendon. He went bell-tie there. We get 2 runs. That was quite an eventful bottom of the first, despite the fact that I didn't feel like I hit well at all. We put 2 up on the board. You can see I'm throwing these splitters high with Mike Scott. It's for a couple reasons. One, low splitters are kind of predictable, especially when you're using a card like Mike Scott, who is going to feature the splitter a lot. I throw them high to open up the high fastball better because, you know, you don't want to get into a groove with any pitcher, but especially with a guy like Mike Scott where you are everything you throw high is a fastball and everything you throw low is off speed, because that's where you can get into a lot of trouble. So I like to feature a lot of high sliders, a lot of high splitters in general, but especially with a guy like Mike Scott, who you really have to create velocity by pitching backwards and featuring his off speed a little bit more. He's early there with Buster. We're going to run it down with Duvall, who's got diamond defense in his center field primary. Also carries diamond defense at all his secondary positions after you get him parallel one, which is pretty dope. I really like Adam Duvall cards in general. I've always liked his swing. It's cool that he popped off in the playoffs for that grand slam. I thought they won the game on the spot when that happened. That was actually says a lot about the Stros coming back and winning that game. I don't think I've thrown a single four seam against this guy yet, and it's literally just because I am so scared to do it. And he hasn't like completely sold out on the off speed yet. Even though we've worked off speed the whole time, he literally just quit. Okay, do I post this? Probably. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I hate posting less than 15-minute long What Would Brev Do's back-to-back days. What did we learn from that game? Some info on pitching backwards with finesse pitchers was good. We learned that up and away fastballs aren't the greatest. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to post this one, but if I do, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you learned something, and leave a comment if you have any questions. Take care. I'll see y'all in the next